I just want to note the tools that we're using. One of them is a Phillips screwdriver, and the other is a flathead screwdriver as well. So let's jump in. The first thing you want to do is put these three things together. Make sure that they're aligned properly. Next thing is the base plate. So you'll see that there's holes, that these two holes over here, that can either be on this side or this side. For the instructions, we have it on this side. It will work if it's on this side, but it's going to be a lot harder to follow the instructions at a later stage. So make sure it's on this side. Next, you'll put it in the holes as the diagram suggests. You may see that it may not be easy to put all three together all at once, so you'll see there's a bit of it's hard to get in there. So what I do is I'll put them all together, and I want to stress that this is designed to be tight because you want to make sure that this connection is good, so your stand doesn't get pushed out. So you'll see that this is tight, so it doesn't need to be perfectly aligned at this point, but then I'll take it down and I'll push it down against the discs. Let me move these guys out of the way, and I'll push it down on the disc to make sure it aligns. You want to make sure to push it all the way down. So this is the type of force that you're going to need. So you see, holes on this side, everything is down. Next thing is this base plate, and again you see it comes in from this way. Let's make sure you can see it. And you may feel that it's a bit hard to get in here, but do it little by little. If these are skew, they won't go in. So just wiggle it in, you'll see that. If you want to push it down, I'd go to the end of the table over there. I'll push down there. So that's just a note. Get over there. So now we're at this point. I'm just following on my laptop. Next thing is to get the standoffs. So this is in this packet over here. Out. So you have three standoffs over there. You have your M3 long pulse, M3x30, and you have your M3 pulse over here. This is what most of the place on the robot is needed. I'll put that over there. These are your M3 nuts, and then you'll have two M2 pulse and two M2 nuts. So that's the small ones that we have over here. Okay, so we'll start with these ones, and 3 of these screws. What we'll do is we'll put one down over there. You put these in from the back. So what I do is, you don't even need the screwdriver. Put it down, hold it in, screw. Second one, put it in over there. Just screw it in. Third one, same thing. Great, so we're at this point. And we can put it down and leave that part for now. Next section, we're going to be using the servo motor. And this is this square thing over here. You'll notice you'll get a pack of what these are called servo horns, and you'll get two screws in there plus a small servo shaft screw. We'll take that out now, and we'll also put it on the side. So here, get these, this and this. Now what we want to do with this is we want to take the servo mount and connect it to the servo motor. So you want to make sure that as the picture suggests, it goes behind the flaps. So these are the two mounts over here, and this goes behind. You also want to make sure that the long side is close to the servo mount, to the servo shaft, and that just makes the positioning in the robot a lot easier. Okay, next thing is take out two M2 bolts. Let's see this thing. So you can either put both in, but I just find it's a bit easier if you use the one. So what I do is it is a bit small, and just be careful at this point. You want to make sure that it's fits in correctly. So what I do is I hold it in line over there, just see if I can slide it in. It doesn't have to be tight at this point, it really just needs to be in. Next one, we do the other one. Same thing, keep it over there, just slide it. So at this point it doesn't need to be there. Now you take your screwdriver, hold it over there with your finger, just tighten and tighten over there. Okay, now we're at this point, you see it's tight. Once you're done with the servo motor, we're going to move on to the servo arm. So the way this works is that your servo horn goes over there, and you have your washer screw that fits in at the back. The way I do it is I hold it with my thumb over here, and I put the screw in here, and I line it with any of the holes on the other side. Hold it with my nail, and then push it in while screwing this side in. So at some point there will be some resistance. That's why I hold it very close to where the nail has been screwed in, and you'll notice that as you screw it in, the plastic gets cut away, and it will look something like this. This side will be protruding, but it's okay, and we'll get to this side. So that's it for this thing. The next phase is the calibration process. Now this motor goes from 0 to 180, so you want to make sure that this is in the middle, that you can either go up and down. So that's what we're going to be doing now. For that, we'll use the battery and the control board. That's everything we need now. So we'll take this battery out. First things first, you plug in your servo motor, and the orange will go to the signal, and we'll connect that way. Next, you'll plug your battery in, and you'll see when you plug it on, you'll see the lights flicker. To restart the board, you'll press this button, and you'll see your motor will turn. Once it stops turning, you know that your servo motor is calibrated, and you can unplug the board again. You then want to put the servo arm onto the servo motor. So what you'll do is you'll put it in this way. And you'll want to make sure that it goes in, so you'll push and make sure that it's flush there. You'll notice if you turn it now, you should be able to turn it. But then use your servo screw. You can even just position it with your hand. I'm not sure if you can see this. Use your screwdriver, hold the servo on, and screw. This shouldn't be hard to screw. If it is hard, it means your screw isn't aligned properly to the shaft, or it's not correctly in there. But yes, so once that's in, this part is ready to go. The next part fits the servo motor into the base. So you'll see that these two holes over here, you'll put it in like that. So you'll put the long side in first, and you'll notice this is or can be a little hard, but that's okay. Designed to be tight. So again, you put it in, and you'll align the back pin up, and you'll push it in. Just make sure you push it quite hard. So you see, this is the amount of force that I need. And you'll see it's in there. Perfect. The next section is the TC motors. So what I do is I'll put this in as the instructions suggest. 1, 2. We've got that. Next we've got our 2 motors. So 1 and 2. And this motor works with gets put in there, and the other one gets put in from this side. Now I know the instruction shows both of them going at the same time, but you'll notice if you let it go, it will fall. So I suggest doing one at a time, and make sure that the wires are pointing inwards. You can even to make things a bit neater for yourself, put the wires through the hole first. 1, 2. You have wires through there, and then you put the other side in, and you'll align the holes and the slots together. You'll then see that the next step is to use these screws to go through. So the way I do it is I'll put one in, put the base one in first. It's just a lot easier to put together. Put the base one in, align up this thing. I won't turn it, I'll just hold it there. I'll use my screwdriver now, the flat side, and I'll turn. Just make sure that it is connected. So I'll put it in a little bit on that side. Now I can screw in quite nicely. I won't make it too tight yet because I have the other one that I need to position in, so you'll notice that there is a bit of play here, so you want that. Next one, you'll put this one in, so you'll make sure that the holes are aligned. There we go. And it should be able to just slide it in. You won't screw that in between the two. Next one. Put the nut on. Okay, screwdriver connected. Boom, boom. Okay, and we've got one side. And we'll repeat this process on the other side. bottom one in, hold that, and it may be a bit of a struggle to get your fingers in there, so I hold it like this and position it on top. Just balancing it like that. So I'm not sure if you can see that. Over there. As soon as it's on, you can do the other side or do the top. Put that in there. Slide it on the top. Once you're sure, you can hold them with your finger, then you can screw in nice and tight. Screw it out. Great. Now we have a base that's coming together. Okay. So you're going to want this to be on this side. And now it's time to put the battery in. I put the battery in this way with the wire coming out this side, just because when we put this in, this is the battery mount and that battery is close there. Okay, now we're at this point. We put in the control board in now. So the way we do that, and again, all three is shown, but I suggest doing one at a time. Use the screwdriver. That's easy. Okay. One. Don't tie it too tight initially, because you still need to position the other screws. 1, 2. Okay, that's that one, and the last one. Okay, now we're at this point. In the instructions, you see that the right motor goes into the right side and the left in the other. So if you're looking at it like it is in the instructions, you'll say that this is the left side, looking at it from the back. Excuse me, let me put that over here as well. Looking at it from this side, this would be your left side, and this would be your right side. So you'll make sure that the appropriate wire is connected. So you'll give it a little bit of pull. So you see it's this one, and you'll plug that one in, and this one, plug that one. Okay. I like to tuck these wires in here. Just makes it a little bit neater. Next thing is the battery. Okay. Plug it in there. And yeah, then once this is done, we plug the servo motor in. Again, the orange side is on this side, red and then brown on the other side. And we'll plug it in there. So you notice that this is quite a long cable, so I twist it and then I put it in underneath there. And this is just my personal preference. If you want to see the wire, that's also fine. The next thing to plug in is your growth to pin connector. This one's pretty easy. You notice that there's only one way, so you can't put it in that way. So, and you'll know that you get it right if it's easy to go in. And this again is quite long, but we will get to that point now. Okay. Next thing is the sides. You want to make sure that all your wires are in. Any side you do, and it just clips in that way. The other side is the same thing. You'll notice it just goes into the hole over there. And yeah, so you can see the robot is coming together now. Okay, you can put this to the side now, and we're now doing the front. We'll use the ultrasonic sensor, and it's over here. You'll put this in from, I think, this way. There will be a little bit of tight, but that's good. And it will look like this. Next thing now is to plug it in correctly. I must stress, if it's not plugged in correctly, it's not going to work. So, first things first, we follow the color codes. So from this side, black goes into the first one, black goes into the ground, yellow is the next thing, next wire, so yellow is for echo, white is for trigger, and red is for power. Okay. Next thing is you can plug this in. So you notice this is quite long, but I mean, this is quite nice. If you build your structures, you can have this quite high or quite far away. For now, I like to do is I twist it again to make it a little bit shorter. Tuck it in underneath over here, making sure that it's not near my servo motor. Pushing it in over here, lining these holes up, aligning the bottom holes up, and there's a little bit of pressure that you need to use here. Pressure's always good. Okay, you see, so don't be afraid to push down on it. If you want as well, good way to do this is at the end of the table, push the one corner in, push the other corner in, make sure you flush there. Okay. And now everything's just about done. Now the next point is put the back in. Again, this may need a bit of pressure, but it's designed to be tight. I think I'm rushing now. Push this down, align. We'll hear a click once it's there. Next thing is this one over here. Make sure this is aligned with the top. A nice one. If the one side is tight, you can always move to turn it around. So this can go anyway. So yes, there we go. Connect it. Okay. Last thing, you'll notice also that there's 2 screws left. Don't worry, you didn't forget something. That's just extras if you lose some screws. Those are spares. Next thing to do now is to just put these in 1, 2. Then there's the ones at the back as well. 1, and some can be quite tight to do. So I'd also just push it down on the table. Another one on the side. Push it down on the table. You don't want to hurt your fingers. Now you know it's tight. And the other one, push it down on the table. Again, this side, push it down on the table. Everything's there. This one can be quite picky. You want to make sure it's in there. And you don't need to push it all the way in if you don't want. I know it can be a bit sore on your finger, but once, if it's just like that, that's also okay. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. And the last step now is to put the wheels on. One, you'll just need to wiggle it around. Two. Now you see